It's the same thing of those. How many conversations do you have at night with yourself going, this is so the way that conversation should have
100%.
what I was going to say,
Yeah.
if I were really on, this is what I was going to say, and it was going to be so good. It's a shame what came out of my mouth
I know.
doesn't match what's in my thoughts right now.
I believe the Lord protects me from myself.
So you're saying maybe that's it, is that I was being protected?
Yeah, all of the good stuff comes when you're not in that situation. This is like, I marvel at your husband, who is a trial attorney. I would cry. As an attorney, I'd be like, but I'm right. I know I am. He didn't do it.
I've discovered I'm a dweller.
Yes.
And
Ooh,
I
me
can
too.
be at times a wallower. I can wallow.
I am a big old wallerin'.
A wallerin' fool. A wallower.
A wallerin' fool.
If they gave awards in wallowing.
For is it? Now, we live in the South.
Well, I don't think
a
I
waller.
waller. I think I wallow.
You wallow?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
I don't even think we were going to talk about this.
No,
I think
we weren't.
you turned on the mic and I just started talking.
Yeah.
But I need to not be a dweller.
Yeah.
And I don't want to wallow.
Unless you're dwelling in the house of the Lord.
Yes.
Unless you're dwelling in the Word.
Yes. That's the only place I want to dwell. Okay. Hello, welcome to the Made You Smile podcast. My name's Melinda.
And I'm Carrie, and we're here to bring you fun, laughter, and maybe even a few aha moments.
So ready, set, smile. Oh wait, I didn't smile.
Here we go.
Here is what I was going to talk to you about.
Okay.
I texted you this morning because I had one of these thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And we always come and we sit down and we go, oh, I had a great idea.
What was it?
For the podcast.
What was it?
Was this. So we
don't remember.
We have taken to texting each other our brilliant ideas.
Yes.
But I was sitting there frustrated with that we don't have an Easter Bunny store. Like an Easter basket stuffer store.
Yes.
Because I want to go to one.
We should have an Easter basket stuffer store.
It should be a thing. We're still workshopping the name.
Easter basket stuffer store. Come on down to the Easter basket stuffer store. We got
you can find
all your needs for your Easter basket stuffers.
Looks like it threw up all over this store. You will be so thrilled with the fuzzy tails.
Come for the bunny petting zoo.
Come for the ears, but leave with the tail. Anyway,
I had to post on Facebook yesterday that we're looking for a lamb for our Good Friday service, and I'm like, oh, but you'll get it back.
We're not gonna.
You'll get it back.
It's not gonna be served at Sunday dinner. In case you're worried.
Yeah,
anyway.
just in case. Okay.
Anyway.
Easter basket stuffer store.
And so I was sitting there going, wouldn't it be great if I could go to one place and I could find the candy and the little neat trinkets that you put in there.
Yes.
And bath bombs
all in
and
one
lotion
place.
and stuff that would go into adult kid
world.
baskets.
Yes.
Because I have adult kids.
Samesies. Yes.
So then when I was doing all that, just why can't it be easier? And where is this easier? And I have to, I just caught myself going, why can't it be easier? I mean, do you remember what it was like when we had little children?
Yes.
Preparing for Easter? Why can't it be? We have a phone. We have a handheld computer we walk around with.
Yes.
With a store at our
like at our fingertips.
At our
fingertips, yes.
To order all of these things.
Yeah.
And
that can be here same day.
That could be here same day.
Yeah.
I'm not sewing Easter dresses in them anymore.
No.
My fingers are not dyed various colors at this point, dyeing Easter eggs. Yeah. And I'm complaining that it's still, as much as my life has been made easier, it's still apparently not easy enough.
That's true.
I need even more easy. I
need it all in one place. Thank you very much.
That will address the boys and the girls.
Yeah.
That will have candy.
You know, so there was this brilliant idea for somebody to open a store that is just for parents whose children have told them at the very last minute that they have a project due tomorrow, or that they have, I'm in charge of snacks for tomorrow. Like I was supposed to tell you that I have to bring 24 cookies to this thing that we're having tomorrow, or tomorrow is our Valentine's party and I need all of these Valentine cards.
As Abraham Lincoln tomorrow.
So, or the science fair project is due, or whatever. And so there's a store that is just that last minute, and it's open till midnight, and it's for parents. Because here's the thing. I got in my car last night because I have a new obsession. What? Embroidery. I've found my Mima craft. Finally, I've been looking for a Mima craft forever.
Are you going to have a dedicated wall to all these little circular?
I will. Yes, and well, no, everybody's going to start getting embroidery stuff from me, because I'm going to be like, ooh, I'm making this for so and so. But stay on track.
Okay.
So I had to go last night because I was like, I'm out of things to embroider. So I had a project that I wanted to do, and I had the template all printed out and everything. I just had to go and get the
floss.
The floss.
I learned a term.
It is a floss. I thought, that's what they call the thread. I don't know why they don't call it thread.
I would have called it thread.
I would have as well. But yeah, so and the hoop and the right size needles and the all the thread, the floss that I need that's the right kind of color. So I got in my car. I was like, Randy, I'm going to Hobby Lobby. I'll be right back. And I'm thinking Hobby Lobby closes at 9. It don't. It close at 8. So I am like, I asked the Googles on my way there. I'm like, what time does Hobby Lobby close? 8 o'clock. You have 18 minutes. You better hurry. And so I pulled up into Hobby Lobby. Guess who is running like furiously into Hobby Lobby?
You?
It's not just me.
Who?
I saw no less than 3 parents separate from each other with kids behind them holding one was like yelling. Dragging behind holding her hand. It was a dad, and he had the daughter's hand, and they're running in, and she's like trying, her little legs are trying to keep up with him, and they're all just like,
thinking they need poster board, they need
something for
that school
especially
project.
If it's a dad and his kid, it's going to be something that this kid needs for a project or something that they had due for the next day. We're on spring break, so I don't know if that's happening. I don't know if all of our schools are on spring break, but it was really funny. But I made it. I got my floss, I got my hoop, and I got the announcement. We are closing, and so I got out of there.
In 20 years, it'll be you type in your phone and the drone will deliver it over your house.
Oh, it's already.
And there were then you know
that's
what we're
already happening now. Yeah.
Here's where my brain's going to go, because apparently that's not good enough for me. Where my brain is going to go probably will be, and I have to open the door and go outside to get it. Why is it not coming down the chimney? Why is it not?
Well, I asked once. I remember when Walmart started doing their drive up and they'll come load it in your car. I thought this is the height of convenience. Like, this is the height of convenience. The first time I did it, I was like, this is the best day of my entire life, was going and picking up my groceries that I ordered. And so the guy came and he was loading, and you don't have to tip him. And the guy was loading up my groceries, and he came around just to verify who I was and for me to sign off on it and everything. And I jokingly said, could you just come and put them away for me now? And he goes, no, ma'am. I was like, no, I'm kidding. And he's like, oh, no, you wouldn't believe how many times we get asked that. I'm like, oh, I was joking. He goes, yeah, we don't do that. They do that now.
They'll come and
They will come and bring it into your kitchen, which
in a way, we went backward for a while, because I can remember.
Yes.
I remember the milkman
Do
delivering.
you remember the kid pumping your gas at the
right? And there was a time when groceries were delivered to your home. Mm-hmm. The grocery boy would come up, and so we went a little backward, and now we're going. Anyway,
do you remember the milkman?
Yeah, I can. I can remember the milkman.
Okay, Grandma.
We got.
I'm too young. I'm just too young for the milkman.
Yeah, I can remember. We did at one point. Then we stopped it at some point. But I can remember the milkman coming, and we also for a while had Charles chips delivered to us.
It was a big canister.
In a canister.
Those were the best.
I was like, I know this happened. I know there was a life where I had potato chips delivered to me when I was little in a tin can, and I couldn't remember the name of them. But
I don't remember getting anything delivered to us. I do remember. I mean, it wasn't until like I don't know when they stopped doing the guy that comes out and puts the gas in your car, and they would wipe your windshield.
Right.
And it was more expensive. That's why you drove up in that.
For a while,
it was closer to the store.
Yes. And they had the full service.
And then the full service, the gas cost more. But I think that's how it worked. But
Is there any convenience you think we have that's
that's a
worse?
good question.
You know, that
makes
wish,
our life worse.
Yeah, that in the long run makes things worse. I mean, is it worse
that's a really
that
good
we
question.
don't have to walk as far, to get things? In the long run, is it bad that there's so many conveniences?
Well, I think you could really get into the argument that I think technology is making our children robbing them.
I think not just children.
Well, it's robbing them of their imagination. I'm starting to see a trend now of parents. I know a lot of parents who are not allowing their children on social media at all. I think, and that is a mental health issue. That's where the crisis. In fact, there was a study that's recent where they charted globally, not just in America, but globally, the anxiety and depression in adolescence. It's not just an American problem. It's around the world. And it is the same. It lines up with the rise of social media. And so it is directly affecting our children's mental health.
Well, I would say also food convenience has really harmed us.
That's a good point.
So the whole fast food thing, that was brilliant, where you could drive through. Young mothers, we thought it was wonderful. We could drive through and get a meal for our family, and you're running, and that seemed wonderful. But in the long run, obviously, it's making us.
I touched on this last week. The fast fashion industry, I think, is I don't get too environmentally crazy, but I think that you and I both have the belief that you leave something better than you found it. That's just the Boy Scouts, rule of, because you're a outdoorsy person. You love camping. You love fly fishing. You love all those things, which I was thinking the other day. I need you to show me how to fly fish. I want you to teach me how to fly fish.
I have a confession. I'm not a true fly fisher.
You don't do the thing.
My dad does.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to have the ability to quickly switch over, if they weren't biting flies, to being able to do worms. So I see. I do the cheat, which you can have a leader. This is totally off topic. You can have a leader set up.
It wouldn't be our podcast if it wasn't just
that
totally.
You can have a leader set up that has a fly on the end of it, and switch it out with your worm leader, and you can still, if you put your bobber up far enough, you could still get the fly to float. It was a cheat, but it was effective.
But
anyway,
you get the whole, keeping our planet clean, like not leaving a mess as far as we can help it. But like for me, fast fashion is a convenience, I think, that you get to wear trendy things. And I'm watching fashion come back towards not trendy things, but to the basics of how to style very basic pieces that will last a long time. Investment pieces, if you will.
And I think the younger generation they are much more a not secondhand, what is it? Resale shoppers.
Yeah.
Which they'll go and find, and my daughter she's a resale shopper.
Yeah.
And that's been benefit. And they look for some of those classic,
Yes.
like well-made garments
Yep.
that will last them,
Yeah.
longer. Again, I
had
have
a-
an easy solution though to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What is it?
Just Easter
Overalls.
basket. Oh. Yes. Yes.
Overalls.
The great equalizer. And I saw a cute overall outfit the other day that I'm going to have to try and restyle. But I had a really fun conversation last week with one of my college girls that was on spring break, and we were eating lunch together. Sweetest, most beautiful, like just the coolest chick ever. Lily, I love you so much with all my heart. But she was telling me, Lily is a writer. She's in college, and she go follow her on Instagram. Pastel Works is her account, but she is also, while she's writing this book, she's also sketching out the characters in her book, and they're
how
it's
fun.
almost like cartoon frames, like the frames of like a storyboarding out her book. But she and I were having this conversation, and she was talking about, I had the benefit of, I grew up outside, like, and I'm hearing and I'm seeing some of these kids that are Gen Z, the younger Gen Zs, are, their parents are kind of going back to what you and I grew up with, which was, you go outside. You're not sitting inside in front of a screen all day. Get outside, touch grass, go climb a tree, go use your imagination. And I know that Silicon Valley, from day one, a lot of the CEOs from Silicon Valley that were making the social media and the technology that we're so obsessed and addicted to would never let their child have a device for years, until
Is it Japan where the kids can't have a device until?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I
13
think
or
that's
something?
great though. I think that's so smart. My kids did grow up playing video games, obviously, because my husband's in video games. But they didn't have phones until they were well into high school. They definitely didn't get a smartphone until they were seniors in high school. But I think we're starting to correct some
Yes.
things with the high school. The school's not allowing phones
Right.
in the class in
And
school
that's been
anymore.
so beneficial. I think we talked a couple of weeks ago about how teachers were saying they're hearing laughter in the hallways again.
Yes, I love
They're
it.
hearing kids have conversations in the classroom and forming social, just understanding how to form a friendship and
Yes.
things like that.
It's great.
So
That's
that's
great.
beneficial. But so things that I mean, yes, there are things that I wish that we didn't. Maybe
Some things don't need to be convenient.
right.
Some things do.
Although I do like a washing machine.
Love a good washing
machine. Yeah, I watched how Grandma did it.
My microwave. Do you remember before we had microwaves? My husband last night, he does this thing, and I was telling him about it, that he makes his own coffee. Like, he gets the coffee
pour
beans,
over
and he grinds the coffee beans up, and he does the whole pour over thing. And so for him, he would talk about, it's almost liturgical for him. It's almost like a sacrament for him, because there's a method to it, and it's meditative for him, and he uses that time throughout he has started to surprise me about him, because usually he's not as, like, my son is very poetic, but I think my son has passed this on to my husband, of just being very meditative in it, and letting it allow you to, this is a process that has to be done and take time. And so he's become very prayerful during that time and meditative. But I was telling him last night, he was making himself some coffee, and I said, every time you pour those coffee beans out on the scale, it always makes me think of when I was a kid and my mom would make us popcorn at night, many, many nights out of the week.
And you would hear the
and you'd hear her pour the kernels into that pot. I still see that old blue.
And that was such a special
pot. Yep.
thing, wasn't it?
Yep, and she shakes the pot over the burner to get the popcorn going and stuff. But I grew up with popcorn on the stove.
Right.
We didn't have microwave popcorn.
Well,
growing
and
up.
if you were fancy,
yeah,
you had Jiffy Pop.
Jiffy
Remember
Pop.
when that came
never
out?
had. That was for rich folks. We
I
never
know.
got Jiffy
I mean,
Pop.
it had the big foil,
Yeah.
lid that would
Yeah,
pop up.
and then you
Anyway.
could get the air popcorn maker, where it would kind of come out of the side thing. And
It's
nope,
funny.
Yep.
It's fun to have kids that are. So my kids are late 20s, 30s, early 30s. And to hear them talk about things with nostalgia of back when we were little. And I'm like, what do you mean back when you were little? To me, you still...
It was yesterday, sir.
I blinked and you were little. But anyway.
Easter basket stuffing store.
So maybe...
Coming to a neighborhood.
Maybe I don't need even easier. Yeah. Maybe just easy is fine.
You know what? Just ask AI. It'll tell you what you need to go and buy for your...
Put in the stockings.
And
stockings, the baskets.
If you go and ask AI, it'll build your Amazon basket, your cart for you. It'll go and fill it all in your Amazon cart for you.
Will that be thoughtful and meditative?
No, it won't be thoughtful and meditative. That takes the heart out of figuring out what each kid needs.
I'll do it.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's you and me go downtown McKinney. Hit the shops and we'll find some cute little things special... like we did for Christmas.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah,
we bought
that
something.
Was fun.
That was a fun trip.
I think we also walked away with something for ourselves.
It could be possible. Yes, there was also that. But,
okay.
All right.
Here comes Peter.
Can I tell you something cool?
Always.
This is so incredibly special, and I am obsessed with this. I read a book. The end. That's it. That's all. No, I'm kidding.
Yay,
I read a book, and I highly, highly, highly recommend the book. It's called Say Yes to the Bridegroom. My dear friend Renee Guterridge. What did you do, Renee? Did you ghostwrite it, or did you edit it, or something? She was involved with it.
Book.
It is a book about ancient Hebrew weddings. It is fascinating. And when you get into the ritual of the ancient Hebrew wedding, there are things that you can't unsee. It is very, very intentional. And this is why I love God so much. One of the many, many reasons why I love God so much. He knows He created us to be very visual. So there are a lot of observances, a lot of things that mirror the things that He's done for us. Mm-hmm. The ancient Hebrew wedding is one of those. And I'm just going to do one element. It'll blow your mind when you hear about all the things tied into the wedding that are symbolic of us and God and Jesus and the bridegroom and the bride and all that. My son and daughter-in-law, actually, I had just read this book, not on purpose, not because they were getting married. It just so happened that I started reading the book while they were planning their wedding. And so when I was reading this, I was telling them about it, and they were like, well, we're implementing that into our wedding ceremony for sure. So one of the things about the ancient Hebrew wedding is at the betrothal ceremony. So let's use Mary and Joseph first, just as an example. So Joseph, his father, would have gone out to find a bride for Joseph, and he found Mary. And so the two fathers start working out the agreement. Exactly, the agreement, and the what she brings to it, what he brings to it. And it's so important they have a contract, that they have to sign the contract, both families agreeing to this, agreeing to that. And so then they have the betrothal ceremony. Now, in ancient Hebrew, those times, the betrothal ceremony was the legally binding ceremony. So that would have been...
Which a lot of people were confused from in the...
Yeah. So the NIV actually will say, when Joseph was engaged to Mary, engagement, not a thing.
Right.
They were not engaged. They were betrothed. So in the eyes of the law, they were married. Mm-hmm. So at this betrothal ceremony, though, as we are coming up on the Easter season, I want you to think about this.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, because you told me, can we do another Easter segment? And I was like, the whole time I've been going, this isn't Easter.
Oh,
I don't know it. I'm so confused.
You just wait.
My brain is just going
Just
and going.
Just wait. So at the betrothal ceremony, they have this ritual where the father of the groom, so Joseph's father, would have had a cup, and he would have poured some wine into the cup. the father then hands it to his son Joseph, and Joseph takes the cup and he drinks it. And then he passes it to his potential bride, to Mary. At this moment, this is her last this is it. If she drinks the cup, that's it. She says yes. They sign the contract, the end. So she can refuse the cup, and that's the last time that she can do that. And then all bets are off. No harm, no foul. We're parting ways, the end. Sometimes she could even pour it out on the ground.
That seems
I think
really
that
negative.
was insulting. Yeah. But she takes the cup and then she drinks it, and then that's it. So my son and daughter-in-law did this with their dads in the ceremony. So when she is taking the cup, she's saying yes to her groom. And so then they sign the contract, and everybody signs it, and the rabbi or the witness will sign it as well. And then this is crazy. Then the groom, so Joseph, would have taken a cloth and held it over the contract and said the word tetelestai, which means it is finished. So that is a legal term, meaning done deal. It's done. So as Jesus is telling, all of these things are playing out when they have communion at the Last Supper. And whenever we have communion at church, and we take the cup and we eat the little cracker, or these days you got to peel the aluminum foil off the top and be careful not to spill it on your white pants like I did the last time. You're saying yes to Jesus. Like, I choose you. Yes, I'm saying yes to you. So we are in our betrothal phase with God and with Jesus right now. We are waiting for him to return. And when he comes, and Revelation talks about the marriage supper of the Lamb. But I'm so visual, and I'm so in love with illustrations that every time I take communion, I picture that betrothal ceremony in my brain and think,
well, it makes you think of Christ on the cross saying it is finished.
It is finished.
Or it also makes you think when he's in the garden, if this cup can pass
from me. Yeah.
Like if I could
Never thought of that. That's even more.
If I could spill this cup on the ground and say this is not something, if you can take it,
Yeah. If there's any other way. If there was any other way.
Yeah.
So what a beautiful picture, what a beautiful reminder that Jesus invested like the whole Old Testament and his ministry on earth into this idea of us being betrothed to him, of him choosing us over and over and over again. And there's nothing how many verses are there that talks about you cannot separate it. There's nothing, and we say in our wedding vows, what God has joined together, let no man separate. No one can separate that. So,
and again, that's why our Bible nerds want us to understand context, because when God is communicating through the word to his people at the time, he's so much wanting them to draw on those visual references that they understand, because they understand the wedding ceremony. And if we don't understand that, we can't understand the beauty of the passages that God's giving to us. Oh, and you just made me think of another thing. When he says Father, and he's saying it's like God has handed him this cup.
Yes. Yeah.
Do I have to take this?
Yeah.
Very neat.
Gosh, it's so good.
So
as you are preparing your hearts and minds to observe Good Friday and celebrate Resurrection Sunday, and you get that communion, keep in mind it's not just another sacrament. You're not just going through the motions. You are mindful and meditative on this fact that
we are the bride of Christ.
We are the bride, and Jesus chose us, and let's choose Him. Okay. Yes, Jesus.
we got back into something that's
We
been a
did.
while.
Yes. It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a while. I don't know why, but it's a head scratcher to me. But we're performing again.
Yes, it's a head scratcher to me. Yeah.
No, we said yes. We got to go perform for the CDC directors.
Yes. It was a CDC Directors Conference. Yeah.
So that was fun, and we
Child Development Centers.
Yes.
In case, not the health organization in Atlanta.
That was fun because whenever we were booked for that, we were also booked for several other after that for the same thing.
Yeah.
They have these conferences over, so that was good.
Yeah.
But we were a little rusty.
We were.
We had to work, one thing when Carrie and I were performing, I would say it dropped off at the pandemic is kind of when we
had
off.
A gig, like we were getting close to a gig, and then everybody got sick. Global pandemic.
Then we started the podcast, and we're like,
it was
we're good.
This is fine. This is fine.
We're getting older, sitting in a car
it's
for
hard.
long periods.
It's hard. I remember
not sleeping in our own bed.
I remember on our way this last time, I was like, we're still having fun doing this, right?
Yeah.
We're having fun. Yes, we are. It's the practicing that's hard.
Yeah. Because back when we were performing regularly, we really didn't have to rehearse much because we just
run through it in the car.
Yeah, so much material, but we had to kind of dust off the cobwebs on some of our stuff.
Yeah.
But we thought we'd have a new segment.
Yes.
What are we going to call it? Are we going to sing?
I don't know. We workshop. Well, we'll figure out the jingle later, and I'll put it.
Skitsy Chicks is performing again. Where will we go next?
Sure.
Yeah, something like that. But
Absolutely.
Anyway, we thought it'd be fun to tell some of our memories from performing. So you had one you brought up because this may shock y'all, but it doesn't always go smoothly.
It doesn't always go as planned, and you learn along the way. And we got really good advice up front saying, because you and I, we don't want to ruffle feathers. We don't want to be an inconvenient. I don't want to be a bother.
We don't have big riders attached to contracts.
We're happy to be there. We'll do it. Is that too much money? Yeah, we'll come for this much.
Can we stick you in the side bathroom for a green room because we really don't? Sure,
absolutely.
How convenient is that? There's a toilet right there.
Oh gosh, now
and a mirror. This is going
to be a really hard segment because every time we start talking about one thing, I'm going to remember another time that this happened, and so we got to limit it to one.
Okay,
but this one time.
What do you remember?
It was in Oklahoma. We went to a thing, and I was a little suspicious because we weren't really crazy about the timing of the event.
Right.
Because it was a women's thing, and it was right after church on Sunday.
Was it women's or was it the whole church?
No, it was a women's thing.
Okay, women's event.
Yeah, I can see it still.
Okay,
I can
right
see
after.
It in the So they had their all morning church thing, and then after church they had lunch, and then they came to see us, and I'm like, well, that's strike
a weird
one. That's hard.
Yeah, weird time of day.
If you've ever done theater, you know that the Sunday matinees are the worst. They're the hardest because people are sleepy, their bellies are full, they're ready for their Sunday afternoon nap, and their wife has dragged them to this play because their co-worker's niece is in it, and she said she'd come. So that's what we were dealing with.
We knew we were going to have a lot of energy.
It was going to be a little bit of an uphill battle.
High energy performance, right?
So we're
sitting in the back.
We got in there, and we had been told by friends of ours who also perform that one of their rules was they tell
whoever's
introducing, don't say these are the funniest people you'll ever see.
Right.
Don't ever say that. And
they'll make you laugh until you cry.
It's like when you tell a toddler, don't touch that. And the first thing they do is they go touch that. So we made sure, hey, these are just some of the things. Because they'll ask you, how should I introduce you? And you say, okay, here's our bio. Here's the way to set us up. Just make sure you don't set unrealistic expectations. Right. Let them decide for themselves. Don't say we're the funniest people ever. And so sure enough, we told this lady, don't do it. And so we've got this Sunday afternoon thing. She gets up to introduce us. Do you remember what she said?
I remember the pit in my stomach feeling after she said it. I can remember that. I remember the gist of what she said.
She said they had this moment of like, we're going to pray right now. We're going to pray. Lord, just heal our church. After this thing has just happened, and that the youth pastors just left, and we're all so sad. And we're all so depressed.
And I do remember we can actually hear the sobbing going on as she's praying.
People sniffing and crying. We're sitting in the back going,
this precious family is leaving their church, and apparently it was a shock.
After they've been here for 15 years.
I don't know what we're going to do.
In Jesus' name, amen. Now, here's two women that are going to come and make us feel a lot better because they are just some of the funniest people you will ever see in your entire life.
Oh, it's like, I probably looked at you and went, you sure you talked to her? You told her not to say that?
No, I know. Yeah, it's like I think you plant that in their brains. And it's like they think, no, we said don't say that.
Say this.
It's like today at the Cheesecake Factory, I said she would like the Asian chicken salad, the Thai chicken salad with no cucumbers. What he heard was extra cucumbers.
And put it all over
and put it all over your salad. You plant those things in people's minds.
But I'm serious. The sobbing that was going on as we were taking the stage.
Man.
And not only that.
What do you do with that?
But we were hired. So a lot of times, here's the other surprise. A lot of times we've gone places and we're thinking, have you even seen what we've done?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've gotten asked to come.
Yes.
And then somebody's turned and said, so what topic are you going to be speaking on? And I'm like, we're not speakers. We're actors. Yeah. Anyway, it hasn't been that drastic. But they handed us, that same service, they handed us handheld mics to perform with. Now, if you've seen what we do on stage, we're all over the place.
We cannot hold a handheld.
We have to have a lapel mic.
We speak with our hands, and I cannot hold a handheld. So did we project? I can't remember what we did.
I think they scrambled. I think they had the ability
So before just the lesson, and here's the thing. If you get so for any performer, any speaker, any person that it is their job to travel and perform and speak at a place that, like an evangelist that comes into your church or a place like that, there is a thing called a rider, R-I-D-E-R, I think is what you call it.
These are
rider.
Very important to read.
They're very important because it looks like, sometimes it looks like over the top, but you know where those got a reputation. This is fun fact.
Okay.
Since we're talking about performing and needing having very specific requirements.
And our only demands, usually very simple, is that we do need
a
lapel, a face mic over the ear.
Yes, your headset. But which rock band was it? Whoever's listening to this is going to know which band I'm talking about from the 80s.
They're screaming it
like
at you
one of the
right
rock
now.
bands, and they had a rider. And it was their list of things that you send ahead to the venue, and it says all these things. Well, they got a reputation because of the very specific things that they had. And this is where the all green M&Ms.
Right.
Or all red M&Ms. That's all we want. Do you know why they did that?
No. So that they would make sure that people would read
them. Because it was even more than that too. Yes, it was to make sure that they were reading. Because if they got into that green room and saw that there wasn't those M&Ms, because this particular band had a lot of pyrotechnics, and
so
there was a
to know that
safety issues. And so they would get as detailed as possible. And so it wasn't necessarily the band asking for those things.
Oh, it was
good
the visual
safety. Yes.
For them to see.
See, are they paying attention to what the requirements are here? Are we going to have to go back? Because
so when we got put in that small bathroom, it's because they saw Melinda has a very small bladder.
Yeah,
make
that's
sure
in our rider.
Make sure the green room is located.
Yes,
next to the
a bathroom. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Now I do think obviously there are people that will abuse that rider and say all kinds of crazy things, but it's really
to make it easier for the venue.
Yes.
So that there aren't these awkward moments.
Yeah.
Of, oh gosh, we handed them handheld. Now we've got to go track down the audience's weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Right. Yes. Well, and we definitely don't want to be a bother. We don't want to be an inconvenience for you, but we also want to be successful. We want you to enjoy
your event, to be
what we do.
Right.
We want your audience to have fun, to laugh. We want you to get what you paid for. But in order to do that, there are things that we just have to have that make it so much better. So much better.
Anyway,
a headset and a body pack and
don't say that
don't
you're going to laugh until you die.
Because what happens if you... I do remember one thing about that. One of the funniest things came out of the skit.
Of that episode?
You improv'd. Of that episode of...
okay.
Yeah. You improv'd a line that we have kept in forever since then. We have a sketch, you and I, called Who's Your Shadow? You don't remember this.
This is all brand new information to me. I'm looking at her going, I can't wait.
You have no idea what's coming.
What happened? What did I say?
It is a skit that you and I do called Who's Your Shadow, where we're sitting on a park bench.
Yes.
And it's like a what if. What if you could have like real live Jesus,
real-time conversation.
The Holy Spirit was like sitting there and you could audibly hear what he's telling you to do. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be awesome. What would that look like? And so it's me that can't see, can't hear who you're talking to, but the Holy Spirit is prompting you to talk to me about Jesus.
Right.
And so you're scared, and it's this whole conversation. And so I wind up sharing my sandwich with you. You're like, oh, you got a sandwich there? I'm like, oh, you're trying to talk. And I said, you want half my sandwich? And you say, sure. And so you take half my sandwich. And I had actually made a sandwich. So you bit into it. You went, oh, it's peanut butter. I'm allergic to peanuts. And then you looked up, you turned around, you're back to me and looked up and you go, you've got this, right? And I was not expecting that, and everybody died laughing, and I am struggling. I'm fighting for my life not to lose it. It was the funniest, most unexpected thing. And I also think at one point you asked a question like, do I really have to? And the what do you call it? The speaker popped real loud when you were asking the question, oh, do I have to? And it went pop right then. And you were like, okay. Everybody's losing it. It was one thing after another. And it was so funny.
That's what's so fun about performing. Carrie and I have probably performed together for how many years? I guess basically since we've known each other.
Yeah. And I dragged you into a skit. Yeah.
Almost 30. Yes, Carrie was the one that dragged
You're doing it. Okay.
Almost 30 years, but that's the fun. That's why you asked, do we still enjoy it? Yes.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
There is a chemistry that you can only develop through friendship and years of doing things together. And Carrie and I can do that if a surprise line comes and you can hit your friend with it and see what they do with it. Yeah. That's so much fun to see those wide eyes going, you weren't supposed to say that.
Oh,
that's not what you were going to do.
So much fun.
Anyway.
So, and that's on this episode of
Traveling with the
Skitsy Chicks.
Ooh.
I did the video and the audio right at the same time.
Maybe your arms are getting longer.
They are. I'm growing, Minnie. I'm getting bigger, Minnie.
Well, we Well, that was just full of information.
It was a lot of like off the top of our head stuff
today. People who are listening, isn't that every podcast?
That's every podcast. Who are we kidding?
But we like to end with a word.
Here's the consistent part of our podcast.
Yes. That we think a word from the Lord is a wonderful way.
Always a wonderful way.
To end the podcast. Yeah. And we were talking about things getting easier.
Yeah.
Things getting easier. Is that always a good thing?
Yeah.
But
is it?
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I do know that the way to do it. We were talking about peace and stuff. What was the story you were telling me that we were talking at lunchtime and somebody said, why are you happy?
Oh, yeah. My friend who went and visited her sister, and her sister's not a believer. And she said, her sister was like, well, you're so different, right? You're so happy. It must be the new guy you're dating. She goes, no, I love Jesus now. Jesus I love.
Which I think it's the definition, understanding the definition of joy versus happiness.
Yes.
And joy is, we just
joy
have joy in the Lord. It's not in your circumstances.
Right.
It's because of what's to come.
It doesn't change with our circumstances. Right. Yeah.
So again, talking about easy.
This is one of my favorite verses
ever.
One of our favorite. I love this so much.
Matthew, it's actually, I said 11:30, but it's actually 28 through 30. Says, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You will find rest in him. In all of this stuff that goes on, you will find rest. In all of this stuff that goes on, you will find peace.
Yeah.
In all of the stuff that goes on, you will find your joy.
I love that you're still going to I don't love this, but he said, you're still going to have a yoke. You're still going to have a burden. It's just Jesus is better.
It's
just Jesus is better.
With
Duh.
me, it's better.
And also, can we normalize gentleness? He is gentle. That's what he said.
Right.
It's a fruit of the Spirit. You want to do a word study, do it on gentleness, because we just don't talk about it enough, I think, these days about gentleness. But that was Jesus. I love that verse so much. It's one of my favorite verses.
And here we got even better news.
Even better.
Jesus loves you.
You can't mess that up.